So here's your 21st century student. Look at all the stuff flying around his head. I mean, it's the video games, computers, smartphones. You basically have very little time. In fact, you've got 15 minutes to get their attention. No more. Go. And I know this because I have a child, two children myself, and my son is all into video games and their attention span. You hear the ADD is some sort of epidemic now. It's hundreds of thousands of more kids apparently have ADD now than they had 100 years ago. So it's a different era, and if you don't get their attention and you don't build that culture in your class, then this is often how students see math. I've always played this. I thought it's hilarious because it's so true.
No, I don't want you to worry, class. These tests will have no effect on your grades. They merely determine your future social status and financial success, if any.
Mrs. Krabappel, isn't Bart supposed to face the window so he won't be tempted to look at his neighbor's paper?
You're right, Martin. Bart, remember to visualize the complex problems and relax. The test will start now.
At 7:30 a.m., an express train traveling 60 miles an hour leaves Santa Fe bound for Phoenix, 520 miles away.
Shh! Visualize it, Bart.
At the same time, a local train traveling 30 miles an hour and carrying 40 passengers leaves Phoenix bound for Santa Fe. It's 8 cars long and always carries the same number of passengers in each car. An hour later, the number of passengers equal to half the number of minutes past the hour get off, but 3 times as many plus 6 get on. At the second stop, half the passengers plus 2 get off, but twice as many get on as got on at the first stop.
Ticket, please.
I don't have a ticket.
Come with me, boy. We got the stowaway, sir.
I'll pay. How much?
Twice the fare from Tucson to Flagstaff minus 2/3 of the fare from Albuquerque to El Paso.
Bart, there are students in this class with a chance to do well. Will you stop bothering them?
He's not bothering me, Mrs. Krabappel. I'm finished. May I go outside and read under a tree?
Certainly, Martin. What are you looking at, Bart? Are those naughty dogs back again? You have 20 minutes, class.
Man, that train example is exactly what your parents are afraid of whenever they talk about algebra. Is the train going one way and it has nothing to do with these kids' lives, and they see it. It's transparent. They don't think math has anything to do with anything. So we got to break away from an old school model. One of them we got to break away from is lecture based, and it's not all that bad. The problem is there's too many kids in a class at one time now. Instead of 20 in a class, you get some classes of 40, and you just can't keep the attention of all of them at that age with that many kids in the same class. So breaking into the lecture base and breaking it down into smaller groups is a better way. Teacher pace, you got to get away from the teacher pace. We all think of and remember how we were taught, and we're like, okay, that's how I was taught. I go with that pace of that teacher, but that teacher's pace is not the same as all the rest of the kids. So we got to go kid paced. Scripted or algorithmic, having them just memorize things, not a way to go. We need them to get to problem solve and think, and that's what's going to help them, especially with the Common Core. The fixed mindset that they're just not a math person. It comes at home from home. The parents are flat out say, "Oh, I'm not a math person," and "Oh, you're just probably not a math person either." And studies have proved that to be wrong. So we got to go to a growth mindset, and then non-collaborative. Heck, we talk everything out as adults, so we got to get them to do that in the classroom as well. So things to keep in mind: fun first, lesson second. Get them engaged first, and then they'll want to learn. Math has a purpose, and it's not trains going 3 times half of more of the people of the price of the ticket and the other way, and what was the that's not the purpose. Find a purpose with them. Variety, variety, variety. They get bored. I mean, that ADD. So you got to switch things up, not just with mentoring strategies, but switch things up. If do an activity in a class one day, do a problem-solving playoff activity in one day, or do an open-ended problem one day. Just variety, variety, variety. Everyone becomes a black belt. That is a non-negotiable. Every single kid must become a black belt, and you are in control of that. If they don't become a black belt, then you're doing is you're further cementing to them that they can't do it, that they can't be a math person, and they'll send them into a fixed mindset forever. And then ask questions on the side. It's so funny. We try to get the kids to collaborate. We're always asking our kids to ask us questions. And why aren't you asking us questions? And then all these teachers that I train, they don't ask me questions. So you know what? Ask me questions, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible.